Welcome to episode 79 of the Frenemy Sports Podcast. Um, we're one short today. Um, Jack has sadly passed. Um, him and Carter can no longer deal with each other, so we took a vote. Jack was decided we're going to kick him off the island, so he's going to take some time off, and we'll see if we can reconvene.
Fortunately, it didn't. They had to fight to the death. We didn't want it to happen. Um, if Jack ever sees this from the land down under, he'll disagree and say he won. So I'm sure we'll probably have a podcast in the future where Hip's unavailable as well, and we'll probably talk about the exact same thing. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, he took a pilgrimage to the Holy Land to really reconnect with his roots.
He is. I can already tell too. He is having an absolute blast. I mean, this just has to be his dream.
Really, check his heart. No, enough talking trash on Jack. It actually positive.
We're not done yet. Well, when we get to the Cavs series, we're going to address something, but that's
okay.
Later.
The one positive of Jack not being here is, well, two. My blood pressure will probably be significantly lower, and we can actually talk basketball where we can logically have an argument that isn't just personal vendettas without acknowledging their personal vendettas.
However, I did have a long day, so I may be filling in the Jack rage baiting role a bit, but we'll see.
You're also recording on an iPod.
I'm also on an iPod.
Your quality
with iTunes.
Your quality
isn't that bad? It looks good on my phone.
Hey, that's what matters as long as it looks good. All right. Well, we haven't filmed since the start of the playoffs. So, which series do we want to talk about first? Do we want to touch on the King to start off? Do we want to start in the West and then go to the East?
Let's talk about the series. Let's talk about the series we're not going to talk about and just really not even mention. Let's think for a second. Which one do we just not even want to discuss? I think Spurs Blazers we don't bring up at all.
Can I do a quick shout out?
Yes.
Shout out Denny.
Yeah, that's fine. Thunder Suns we're not going to touch as well, although Dylan Brooks is a piece of shit.
I feel like we may touch on that series when we talk about the Lakers Thunder series.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What else?
That's kind of when the fun.
Think what else? Who did the Pistons play first round?
We just want to run through it really quick.
Yeah, run through it.
Magic went 7. We're gonna
that's right.
All right, so let's start out West since we already did majority of that. So Thunder Suns, not much to say there. The Thunder are just 20 times better than the Suns, which Hunter, just to hold your comments on the Thunder just in for a second till we get to the actual matchup. Lakers Rockets. I mean, wow. I don't know how this doesn't. And here's all I'm going to say about this. The double standard of greatness that certain players are held to compared to others is just unbelievable. The fact that no one has talked about Kevin Durant's legacy being impacted at all by that series is bizarre to me. Not even saying he needed to win it, but I mean, just comes in game 3, he's hurt or whatever, but it just felt like he kind of rolled over, to be honest. I'm just going to say it. He kind of just wasn't engaged in the series.
Carter, I love that you bring that up. I feel like this year's playoffs is the legacy playoffs, and I'll touch on like every series. In KD's defense, him being, what is he, 38 now? 38 of ACL surgery or Achilles surgery. Him being the primary scorer on a playoff team, not great team building. But no, I don't know if it hurts, but like he missed an opportunity to where he could have tried to get away from. He just piggybacked off the Warriors, and that's the only reason he has championships. He could have built off that, which he didn't. But
It's tough to
It's
tell.
interesting. And they played better without him, which also I think that. So honestly, I think it went down 1%.
It's tough to tell. 1%. Okay, so you really don't think it was affected. It's tough to tell when he really didn't play. And now the extent of that injury, we don't know. We will not know. But it's tough to judge when he just wasn't in the game, which kind of sucks. Because I think that series would have probably gone five, probably I don't know, maybe six, if he was playing. But yeah, it's so hard because he's one of those players that if he's asked to be the leader of a team, he will crumble. He is not a leader; he's a hooper. There's a difference. There's a massive difference. Kevin
Like
Durant is a
KD
hooper.
Styles.
Kevin Durant is a hooper. He is not a leader. Kevin Durant can get you buckets, and he can be the best player on your team if he's surrounded by other All Stars. In this case, he was surrounded by Alperen Sengbich. He was surrounded by Amen Thompson, who just really doesn't know how to dribble, and he was surrounded by who else was playing? Was Jabari Smith still playing? Was he in there?
Jamari Smith, yeah.
Yeah, he's not ready yet. And
Jay
who's their other
Sean
starter?
Tate.
Josh Okogie,
Oh God.
Reed
Yeah.
Shepard,
Oh yes, Reed Shepard, who looks like a middle schooler on the court. So it's a problem. Like Kevin Durant on the Warriors is the best player by far.
and Capella. He was still
Kevin
there.
Kevin Durant's great when he's surrounded by other Hall of Famers / high level All Stars. He can be the best player on the team. When he's asked to pull LeBron and carry a team, so I think that's kind of what we saw. But it does suck because I feel like I can't judge too much just considering he only played 2 games.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
and
it's so hard.
I think you sent me a TikTok that summed it up pretty perfectly. Kevin Durant is a super soldier. And when he has other soldiers around him, he looks like the super soldier, like a different level. I mean, even next to Curry, like who is a all-time great, he was clearly the best player on that team. But when he's asked to be the general,
Yeah, can't do it.
and so the thing is like, do I think the Rocket series should have impacted his legacy? No, but I can name a couple other players, and in particular one that if that was him in that series, wow, the narrative I think would be completely different, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah.
As we cover other series later. Another player that's interesting that is in a pivotal moment, I think, in their career, is Nikola Jokic. So the Nuggets lose to the Timberwolves, who were hurt with two pretty big players. Dante DiVincenzo is huge for them, and obviously Ant's injury that he somehow is miraculously come back from. I mean,
That's insane.
He is something special, apparently, because it was honestly, it was that video, like, of him getting hurt is more disgusting than some of, like, some ACL tears, even some Achilles when you can see it, like, go are disgusting. But that video where it's like his entire leg is stacked on top of, it's just, and the fact that he's back. But back to my main point, Nikola Jokic, and I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this. So they're in an interesting spot where it's like you're kind of at the tail end of some of these pieces that were superstars in their role. Like Aaron Gordon is the ideal, like, four-man for a Nuggets roster constructed around Jokic, who can cut and set screens and has shot the ball better and really reinvented his career there. But he's hurt. Jamal Murray's hurt a lot. You know, a lot of these guys that are superstars for them in their role are hurt. If you're the Nuggets, is this sort of a reset button with a absolutely loaded West in the future and some of the teams that are being built right now? I mean, the Thunder are only going to get better. The Spurs are looking terrifying, and Ant is there, and they just beat you.
I mean, it should be, but the issue is I don't think they can.
With cap space and
they're just kind of
such
stuck, which is unfortunate. I feel like Jokic had an opportunity where Nick Wright talked about this, but he basically said that their championship window started in 2020 and then ended here. So even before the championship, they still had a championship window, but now it's like in the West where you have the Spurs and the Thunder, just hyper athletic and just great players, and they're just old. And they like the Jaden McDaniels talked trash, went right after them, and then backed it up without two of the best players on their team because they legit can't defend. The only player they were missing was Peyton Watson, which that would have been a huge piece, honestly, that may have shifted the series. But I don't know if they have a lot of room to move anywhere, and unless you want to move off Murray, you're not going to get anything.
That's
what
what I'm saying.
Well, Murray.
though.
The thing is, too, Murray had like damn near a career year this year as well. Like very quiet. He averaged like 26
a year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough with them because, yeah, like you said, their championship window is officially slammed door shut. They're never beating the Thunder. They're never beating the Spurs over the next 5 years. I mean, it'll be Wemby versus Shea legit for probably until 2030. Like, I don't see a single team that comes out of the West besides one of those two, to be quite honest, over the next 5 years.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting is Jokic didn't have a great series. Not of Jokic standard.
No, he was bad.
That we've been accustomed to. But what's interesting is when him and Wemby faced off this regular season, he was dominant.
He was good.
He was really good.
He was very, very good. So, and I don't know if it's the same parallel, but what I would love to see the Nuggets do, and I should have worked this out before the episode because I knew I was going to ask this question earlier in the week of how to actually accomplish the goal of like reshuffling them. But you see a lot, like I'll use Tom Brady for an example just because that's a popular player that everyone knows. He wins those Super Bowls, gets hurt. You know, they have a couple of eras of like a couple years essentially. And then he has this second run. And so what I think the Nuggets need to do is be honest and be thankful for the players that they, have. And there's some that they could keep that fit the system long term and fit Jokic. But Jokic is, I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen a center like him, to be frankly honest. I don't think we have. I can't really name any that's as good as he is. You have to capitalize. Sitting on him is just not fair to stall out his window and just settle for being a 6 seed or a 5 seed or a 4 seed, which is probably what they will be.
Yeah, they're always going to be a tough out. I mean, for the next 5 years, they'll be a tough out. As long as Jokic is still in the NBA, they'll be a tough out. But hear me out here. It kind of reminds me of like the Browns with Myles Garrett. Like you look at Myles Garrett, and he's kind of stuck. He's kind of stuck with the Browns. Now, could he leave? Sure. He's getting paid so many millions of dollars that he's not going to leave. But you're surrounded with a team that just isn't what it used to be anymore. Like you remember the glory days of 2020. You're a hit away. You could have gone to the freaking AFC Championship, and it's all gone. It's all gone. So now you're just kind of there, and you can't really do much else. You're kind of stuck. Like we said. Like now, I know the Browns kind of are beginning their window, and the Nuggets are officially closed. But that's like the player comparison that it kind of reminds me of a little bit. Is like you just can't do anything with him, and he's gonna rot out his career with the same team because he'll never leave. Jokic will never leave Denver, and he's gonna be great. He's gonna be an all-time great, but he's never gonna reach the upper echelon because he's not gonna win. Which is really bizarre because I do like Jokic. It's just he's not going to win. He will not win with Wemby, and he will not win with Shea in the same division unless he comes to the East, which he won't do.
But he's a champion.
What, one time?
I mean, he's a champion, but he's a 3-time MVP. I mean, we're looking at I honestly, there's an argument you could put him at 4 that I would listen to. All time centers. Let me finish that sentence there. There's an argument you could put him
with one ring.
Name 4 centers better than him all time.
With one ring, though.
I'm saying right now, and then if he adds a ring to that resume, you have to do that if you're the Nuggets.
He's not going to add a ring. He's done.
I mean, right now he's with like Moses. It's like him and Moses are battling out for the 5th spot, in my opinion.
As a 3-time MVP.
Yeah, he has one ring. He's not going to win. You have to win.
Okay, name the 4 center. Name
won a shit ton of MVPs.
Wilt, Bill.
Harden won 1.
No, he didn't. He won 2, I thought.
No, 1. Name 4 centers better than Jokic all time. Like we have to be really serious.
Wilt, Bill.
He has.
I'm not taking Will. I'm not taking Bill.
Well, you have to. You have to. He has 1 ring. Carter, he's won 1 time.
I don't care. I think he's better than Wilt and Bill. And I think if we're
I
being
can't
honest,
get there. And I hate those two, and I can't get there. I
That
do
you
like
think
Jokic
a
a lot, but
3-time MVP,
I mean,
one-time champion,
winning has to
he's a
mean
one.
something. Look at Russell. Look at like Westbrook, for example,
look at
too.
Harden. Harden's
Yeah,
on
Harden,
MVP.
Westbrook. Like you see people put up these insane stat lines, and they have all these accolades, but like
He's
it doesn't
better.
mean
He's better
anything
than
if you don't
Harden all
win.
time. He's better than Westbrook all time. He
I'm
has
not
one.
disagreeing. I'm
I don't
not
disagree with
disagreeing.
that. I'm just saying that just
He has
because
to win. He has to win more.
I guess maybe in between here because I'm not as like down the dumps as Hunter is saying like he's not going to win at all anymore. So I'm not going to say it's fully closed. I do think they need to retool. I think the way the roster is constructed now, that team's done.
Yeah.
But they'll change things around and they'll improve. And with Jokic, they always have a shot. So like I'm never going to take that away from him. And obviously he showed that he can handle Wemby. My issue is that in a league that's based on ball pressure now and being hyper athletic guards, and their most athletic guard is Peyton Watson or Julian Strother, Jim Braun be paid $25 million a year to.
Yeah,
that's not great.
Well, the problem I have is with San Antonio and Oklahoma City, they're only going to get better. They're not getting worse. They're only going to get better over the next 5 years. With Oklahoma City's draft picks, with San Antonio's young core, I mean, they are only going to get better. Wemby's 22. Dylan Harper is unreal, by the way, and he's like my age. Like that team in 2 to 3 to 4 years is going to be insane. And I just don't know what you do with Denver. You have no draft picks, you have no money, and you have the same team that you've had for the past 6 years. That at this point you're all in the 30s. Aaron Gordon, shout out to Aaron Gordon, because he's really revitalized his career, but he's old at this point. He's not going to get you anywhere. Jamal Murray's a stud. If you can't get by Minnesota, you're not getting by those two. I mean, I don't know what you do if you're Denver. You just sit there and rot.
No, which I think is why you got to trade. Is what I would advocate.
Who do you get? I don't even know who you go after.
Draft picks, I don't know, but you have to try. You have a dude who averaged 27.8, 12, and 10 this year.
I agree. I just don't know who.
And I will say
Minnesota
is if matchup for
right. And if you don't want him at 4 in the all-time greatest centers, fine. But at minimum, he's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You know,
I would agree.
Whatever. But
I would agree with that.
At minimum,
I can't put him over. I agree.
No, I'm not. They're not better than the Thunder. They're not better than the Spurs. I'm agreeing with you when I'm saying that. But I'm saying if you're the Nuggets, if you're in Nikola Jokic's camp, you need to be like, we got to do something. We got to at least try if I'm going to stay here. Because the worst thing for the league, yes, I do. I think the whole mantra that he doesn't love basketball. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. Like if that's true, but he loves to compete. He wants to win.
I agree.
He's not.
I agree. And when he's on the court, I think he absolutely loves it. You can just tell by the way he plays. He does love basketball. I don't know how much he is going to value his legacy. Is what I'm interested in. When he's in the off season, it's his off season.
Yeah,
he's done.
I just don't see him sitting
Some of the
around.
top guys like. I don't know. I could see him being very content with the Denver Nuggets situation, to be quite honest. Like I don't really see a world where his agent or him is like pushing front office to go make a move. Like to me, he seems like someone that is just very content with where he's at. And I don't know. I think that keeps him at 5 or 6 right now, in my opinion, as well. Like to be in that upper echelon to me, and he already is, but to like get in that top 3, top 4 category, he's got to win one more. I know he has 3 MVPs. He has to win one more, especially in this era too. Like he's got to win 2 at least.
No, and if you want to make that argument, that's totally fine. And I completely understand the whole premise of him, sitting on that. I just think that would be that's the last thing I want to see. That and this would actually be a perfect spot for Jack to chime in because Jack is a loyalty over everything, and I'm just not. If a team is trying and making moves and trying to make it work and a player leaves, I understand that. Or like a player has it really good, like Durant leaving Golden State, or even Oklahoma City, you could argue, like him leaving that when he's up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals and they've done everything he asked.
Yeah.
I get it, but what I hate watching is what could potentially happen here with Jokic and what happened with LeBron in the 2000s with the Cavs, where I mean, just that something. Give them literally anything to work with, and they just don't. And then you just watch a dude's like he's amazing, but it's just like
Yeah.
we know the foregone conclusion. You're not even giving yourself
Yeah.
a chance. You're
Let's
not
move.
dying in the store or your
Yeah.
sword. So
Yeah.
do we want to go to the East first round, or do we want to continue on with where we're currently at with the
I
West?
think we'll finish out the West
Do we have one
right
more?
now.
Do we have one more round or no? Don't we have one more matchup?
Yeah, San Antonio.
Oh yeah, it's very
And Blazers.
Yeah, but I mean, we can talk about them second round too. Yeah, that was a lot of time on Jokic, but it was a very
shout out
valuable
to Thiago.
conversation.
Oh, also, can we really quickly? I will shout out the Timberwolves because what they're doing with everyone injured is actually cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk about them in a second because I think that's obviously the more compelling series. Lakers and Thunder. I said this to Hunter the other night. Obviously, I'm a LeBron fan. So is Hunter. We were very distraught that that's how LeBron went out. We're hoping it's not the end. The more it goes on, I don't think it's going to be.
I would know. If it's the end, I would know. I would have a feeling deep inside if I knew it was the end. It's not the end. He's gone.
His post-game interview made me a little, but I think that's just him being mad that they lost and the way they did. I will say Luka's hamstring better be falling off. I don't know if it would have changed the series.
They said it's a grade 3 hamstring.
Yeah, they said he got a worse evaluation overseas than he did here.
Wow.
Supposedly.
Okay. I didn't know that. So that makes me feel better about that. I don't know if it would have changed much. The Lakers were in a couple of games. It's just like you said, man. And I think this is the most frustrating part about Oklahoma City is they don't need to flop. They don't need free throws, and they get them anyway. But more importantly, they get those calls on the offensive end, and then they go and do the same thing defensively, and it feels like it's never called. Like Lou Dort, I know this is a common. Like I'm not even gonna like.
I hate
The
Lou
Dort.
Dort.
I'm not even gonna talk down on. I'm not gonna like. I'm not trying to like.
I will. He's a terrorist.
But he just destroys people going down the lane. I mean, just mugs them. I saw a clip. I saw a clip the other day where he's talking to these high schoolers. Like, here's the thing, man. Y'all don't understand. If you're going to be a star player in this league, like, you got to score on me. And so he starts doing these one-on-one drills. The first drill, he just tackles some kid, and he's like, he strips the ball, but like it's like a full like, I'm blanking on the word they use.
Let me guess. It's
Strip
a full
search.
foul.
It's a full strip search in the middle of the lane. He hands him the ball, and I'm just like, bro, he shooting 2 free throws in the league. Like you might be suspended for that foul. That was horrible. And so that's the thing that's so frustrating is like we watched it in Game 4. Shea was just like, I'm just gonna be the best player possibly in the world right now. Cooked. Oh, not even. He shot 2 free throws and they were legitimate. Like he got fouled.
He was unreal.
Just like, and the only part about him is obviously the flopping, but also like he pushes off constantly, never gets called. But then as soon as he gets touched, he like crumbles into a ball. They're just good though. They just pound you defensively. They're so deep, and I think they're the best team in the league.
Hunter.
I mean, come on, that's a brutal sequence there.
They hound you defensively, and they're a deep team.
They're really deep. I mean, all right.
That's not even close.
No.
No, that's not even close.
I'll be quick here.
Are you?
You see, 2 years ago, I would be going off right now. I feel like I need to slightly watch what I say on this podcast now, because you never know. I'm trying to get employment, all those things. Lou Dort should be ashamed of himself. I'll start with that. He is not a basketball player. I'm convinced he really doesn't even practice anymore. It's just like a full-on like tackle football. He has one of the lower. I don't know what his three-point percentage is from 3, but I swear to you, every time I turn my head and I hear Lou and the ball goes and just drops into the hole, I legit get furious. Like, he hits just the most infuriating three-pointers. There's such momentum threes that he hits, and it just makes me even more angry watching what he does on the defensive end that in some states probably throw you in jail, to be quite honest. And that's one. I'll just stick with Lou. I hate Lou Dort. Number two, Chet Holmgren should also be genuinely ashamed of himself. He he
He's a disciple of Shea.
Finals word.
he has been
Finals
working
word.
too much with Shea. He is 7'1", and you would think sometimes he's like 5'10" coming down the lane. And okay, also that travel he had at the end of Game 4, he legit walked from block to
It was
block.
horrible. It was horrible.
Don't even get me started. I don't even think the Thunder coach even does anything. I'm not really sure what that moron.
He might
does,
be the most annoying of them all. He just sits there and he like holds his hands like this.
They're so insufferable as a basketball team. And I will say, at the end of Game 4, as much as I was rooting for the Lakers, I was watching Shea and I was like, damn, like this dude is on fire right now. So again, and Shea's always been a stud. It is so infuriating watching some of the moves he makes. It's just not basketball. Like it's not basketball at all. And I'm aware because I had James Harden on my team, so I can see it firsthand. I think Shea's worse. Shea's significantly worse. And then lastly, I want to give a big FU to Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey should be ashamed of himself for giving up Jared McCain for a bag of chips. Oh. Watching Jared McCain in that series, I was a big Jared guy too. Like coming out of high school, I watched all of his Nick in the Cut videos on YouTube. I was rooting for him at Duke. He goes to the Thunder. He's now a terrorist. I cannot stand him now. He's everything I
their
hate.
what? Ninth man?
Eighth I don't
man?
even know. And I gotta say, who the hell is AJ Mitchell? And why is he averaging 30? Well, I mean, they have like lottery picks on the bench.
In totality, the best player in that series.
God, I mean, I legit didn't know who this dude was. Like, what are we doing?
He was a second-round draft pick last year from the UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Barbara.
Well, and here's the thing too. I just want to make these few points, and not defense, but like what reality should be. They're missing J-Dub, by the way.
I hate J-Dub too. I can't stand both J-Dubs. I cannot stand.
He's so good though in his role. He's a superstar in his role. But here's the thing: is they've built this team like, I don't want to say homegrown, but like the ethical way.
No,
they didn't sign anyone crazy in free agency. They made a trade for Shea before he was the Shea we know now, and he's developed in that role. They recognize that talent. So on paper, how they were built, I should be rooting. This was like Golden State pre Kevin Durant signing. It was like, they're good, and I dislike how they play sometimes. And obviously, like, that was a little different because it was a Cavs-Warriors rivalry, and I'm a Cavs fan. But I respected them.
Yeah.
But they play in such a way, just really offensively, that is like, it just makes it really hard to root for them. Whereas defensively, I find myself captivated. I think they're the best rotating team in the league. They switch everything. The double big lineup is, they somehow...
Oh my God. Like, I forgot about Hardenstein. A massive F you to Hardenstein too. I can't stand Hardenstein. That whole team I don't like. There's not a single player on that team that I legitimately like. He's fun. Like, I like him. I don't think there's one. I'm really trying to think now. Cason Wallace, fuck you. I don't know. I really hate all of them, to be quite honest. And I will say this: they were on pace. On pace. Might be a hot take. I don't know. They're on pace to be the best dynasty ever. To be quite honest, they have a chance to be the best dynasty of all time. They have a chance to be the best dynasty of all time.
Chance is sure.
And I don't think it's that far to reach.
Before we get there,
I mean, they could dead ass win the next 8. I mean, they haven't lost yet. They're 4-0 in both series. They just knocked out the GOAT, and they just destroyed Dylan Brooks and Booker. Wemby is literally, I'm looking at Wemby like it's like David versus Goliath over the next 10 years. Wemby and that Spurs team have to beat them. They literally have to. Or the Thunder are going to win every single year. No one in the East is beating them.
Well, hold on.
Wemby's like our saving grace. He's our only hope.
That's where I would contest on the pumping the brakes on the dynasty talk. They went 7 last year. before Halliburton
They
tore his
would have
Achilles.
lost Game 7. I strongly believe they would have lost Game 7 if Hallie didn't get hurt. The Halliburton was too strong.
But here's the thing on the flip side and on Hunter's side of things, they look better this year. They close games better. They're more complete in the just finishing of the games. I mean, there's no other really way to say it. And they're much more of like last year. It looked like they were like playing to win, and this year it looks like they're playing to like end your basketball career.
Jacob,
like they never want you to pick up another ball ever again.
And Jacob, they're all like your age. That's what scares me. Shea's like 26, and the rest are like 22 and 23. I mean, they're never going away. Like, legit to like 2035.
Can I
And
touch
they have
that
like
really
8
quick?
million first-round picks. They have the 12th pick in the draft.
Not only they have a treasures trove of picks, but they also have been so strategic. AJ Mitchell, they signed AJ Mitchell, I think the beginning of this year before it became like 30 points in a playoff game, AJ Mitchell, to a 3-year, $9 million contract. 3 years, $9 million. Thomas Bryant, I think, is going to make more than him in the next couple years. They're so smart. And they built their team off of, we're going to take lengthy, great defensive players and then believe that we can make them better offensively. And they did it across the board.
And you already have
J-Dub.
They know, and they know they have a walking, I mean, almost 40 ball with Shea. Shea is capable of getting 40 when literally ever he wants.
Yeah, and you can't really do anything about that because they surround him with Isaiah Joe, who is a knockdown shooter, Alex Caruso, who can knock down shots, Lou Dort, who throws up the moon ball.
Isaiah, who the hell is Isaiah Joe?
Let's see, try to take away their shooters. I've yet to see Isaiah Hartenstein miss his push shot. That's a signature shot now. When people do the push shot from the dunker spot, they're gonna call
I can't stand it. I made a video about it.
He doesn't stand it.
It works.
I will say their coach deserves a lot of credit because the way he's built this team and the way it's like organized, where like the spacing, even though they have two bigs, it looks beautiful. It's looked like the exact opposite of what the Cavs looked like for the past 3 years. Double big man, they actually figured it out, and it's just so pretty to watch. And then whenever you get within 5 points and the momentum's trying to turn, 3-pointer.
Yeah, Lou Dort 3. Lou. It's like a bomb. God.
Yeah.
And any hole they have, they're just going to fill, but with picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a significant chance that, in my opinion, the best player in the country this year in college basketball will be on their team next year, and that's Axel Lendenborg as a wing. You add him to that, who's a 6'8", 6'9" forward who runs the floor well, is athletic. And and having the space he's gonna have on that team, he's gonna be able to hit open shots. I mean, I can see it now. He gets a block, Shea gets the rebound, they're pushing, he trails for a 3, and the Oklahoma City fans are losing their minds. Like it's a scary.
We gotta move on. We have to move on. I'm getting a headache already thinking about it. They're literally gonna. Oh God.
And the much more compelling series we have, in my opinion, two of the most competitive guys in the league, two of my favorites, mentality-wise especially, and two of the premier talents in the world, the Spurs and Wemby. And I almost hate to say that because it discredits the cast that Wemby has around him. He's got some players. Castle, UConn boy.
Castle's so good.
They're so well built.
He's good. De'Aaron Fox is still really good, and they have they have the prodigy behind him. He's being
Dylan Harper.
He's being able to display all of his knowledge to Dylan Harper, who is a better shooter, less athletic version of him that is going to have his brain at such a younger age. I mean, and they got role players around him that play well. Yeah. They play hard together. And the most important thing is Wemby's defensive capabilities is the great equalizer, in my opinion, when it comes to Oklahoma.
Pretty God, you're right.
And so when it comes to, and it's why they split the series and the regular season this year, because you think about the Lakers were able to hang offensively with the Thunder in spurts. They had the offensive talent even without Luka. The problem was you couldn't rely on them to get a stop once. With Wemby anchoring your defense, you have we could be talking about a top 10 defensive player of all time here in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
How just game changing he is, praying to God that he does not suffer any injuries. But he is the great equalizer. He is, more so than any other superstar, the kryptonite that could help win against the Thunder. And yet it's a close series because on the other side of the coin, you have Anthony Edwards, who is just a pit bull of a
Dogs.
player.
I love
And
Anthony Edwards.
he
The
just
entire
plays,
Minnesota team's just dogs.
he just plays so hard. Jaden McDaniels plays so hard.
So good.
It's to the point their team plays so hard and intense that it almost makes me like Rudy Gobert, which is just a bizarre statement to say, but like he plays hard for them. And it's like I've accepted some of your limitations. I think people have reeled back on calling him the best defender in the world, but he plays hard and he dunks the ball when he's supposed to, and he rebounds well, and he
I will
blocks
say,
shots well.
I am to the point where I'm a slight Gobert fan. And I think it's just because how much I enjoy watching Minnesota. I think I was telling Jake maybe yesterday. I think it might have been yesterday. I was like, you know how fun it would be if this was just like the Cleveland Timberwolves and like this is the team we were rooting for and getting behind. I mean, I would enjoy watching every single game. And like even if we lost to like a Wemby and the Spurs, it's like that team went out there and gave legitimately 130%. Or like I watched the Cavs and it's like they maybe give like 60%. And they're so frustrating to watch. And it's like, man, this sucks. The whole game's like, wow, this is the worst thing I'm ever watching. And it's like, oh shit, we won. And that's how I feel afterwards. Like there's no dog. You know what I mean? Like whereas Minnesota's just filled with dogs.
It's filled with dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaden McDaniels, he's
so
like the prototypical like,
Modern day wing.
And like he has shot the ball not great in the playoffs, especially from three, like from the series. But I never thought he would have the ability to take someone off the dribble and just get to his midi game and finish is tremendous. And like his shot is not like botched like some of the Thompson brothers. I think that's like a level below where they can defend. Their shot does not look good. He'll be a good 3-point shooter in like a year or two.
He just needs more. Yeah, he needs more reps.
And like Minnesota, it really sucks that like Ant's not fully healthy and they don't have Dante. But it also sucks that they're in the conference with the Spurs and the Thunder.
Yeah.
But that team is.
I think they win Game 6. I just don't see them winning Game 7 in San Antonio.
I don't think they have. Like you only have so many bullets.
Unless the only way is if Randall has another like 38 bomb.
He's growing on me too.
He's the X factor of that team. I just don't know. It's sort of like Jamal Murray-esque where he hasn't won anything where Jamal has, where he's like this aging second option that I don't know where he fits into the long-term picture of how they compete in the West. Fan. You know what I mean? Like I am. I like how he played. I liked him in college, but I just don't know if more so next year, because you're going to have Ant, who is capable of 40 any night and who is one of the only players that can duel, especially here with the Thunder and with Shea and with Wemby and with the Spurs. He's going to win you a game or two. And you have all these really good role players. I mean, they got, I'm going to butcher his name.
Terrence Shannon?
No, what's the dude from Chicago? Ayo
Dosunmu.
Ayo Dosunmu. I mean, they got him for a bag of chips from the Bulls.
Nothing.
And that's another fleece deal. He had 43.
The Bulls are horrible.
I mean, that's just
they make no good moves.
It's just they had their time. They had their 6 championships. They're good. But the point I was trying to make is like that's another one where it's like timing is everything, and you gotta make the right move at the right time. But he could help him win the series if he gives them a good game. And I think it'll be either way, whichever team wins. I'm thinking it's the Spurs in 7, unfortunately, because I am rooting for the Timberwolves. Either team will give the Thunder their first test.
Yeah.
Their first.
They both match up well against the Thunder. I mean, if you're Wemby, if I'm the Spurs, I'm saying Wemby, you just sit in the paint, and if they're doing the double big, you just sit there, and then we'll guard you with 2. We'll guard those 2 with 1, and then we'll play a box around.
Unlike the Suns and the Lakers bigs, Wemby will not get bitched. It doesn't matter how skinny Wemby is. Wemby will not get bitched.
He's so big.
And he's ginormous. Yeah. and that'll be the first big that they actually go against in the playoffs. And like, shout out Jackson Hayes because he plays his ass off, but he's nowhere near obviously the level.
He's just not the
Um,
rim protect. Yeah.
yeah, like nowhere near. And DeAndre Ayton should be ashamed of himself. He should actually be sent to like Shanghai. He's fucking awful. But anyway, real
To make
quickly,
this.
just on Wemby, real quick.
Yeah.
I said it earlier. I think he's the best player in the world, and I will stand by that. Just the impact he has on the game is unreal, and I think he's finally starting to figure out his mental a little bit, which is really cool to watch. Not that I don't think he never had it, but like it's starting. You can kind of see it starting to mature and grow, and that's something I think you need in your best player to beat the Thunder. Do I think he can do it? I don't know. I hope so because I hate the Thunder, but it'll be fun to watch. I think the Spurs get out of this series. I just without a healthy Ant, I just don't think Timberwolves really have a chance to win 2 of the next 3 or whatever it is. But
I will say I low-key think the Timberwolves match up better with the Thunder.
really,
I think
yeah,
just dude for dude, wing for wing. Because I mean, the Spurs outside of Wemby, they don't like. It's a lot of small dudes. Everybody throwing at shit.
Randall is a beautiful matchup for Hartenstein.
Yeah, you put like you go right. You're gonna put Jada McDaniels on Shea. You can put whoever else on. I guess
yeah.
AJ actually. No, you need someone on AJ now.
I mean,
the,
they're able to. They have
you
3
can, but you
perimeter
can throw
guys
Ant.
that,
You can
yeah,
throw
like
Ant.
they can.
You can throw
Ant's a
Ant on
good
AJ.
defender.
Yeah,
Like
they're just so
yeah.
big and lengthy. They can deal
Yeah.
with.
They're able to switch a lot better.
If the Thunder, if it's Thunder, Spurs. If I'm the Thunder, you're just gonna ISO Shea the entire time. Take Wemby out of it and just ISO Shea against any of the small guards that the Spurs have. But
I don't know.
we can probably move on.
Castle's a pretty good defender. Yeah, let's go to the East. Let's head to the East.
Okay.
The East, much more entertaining first round.
Well, it's because they all suck. But yeah,
Gotta love the weak conference.
Yeah, they're nowhere close to the level of the West, especially at the top, I would say. But Pistons Magic will start there. That went 7. I thought the Magic were better than the 8th seed. I did not think the Pistons would play as bad. Specifically, my boy. I'm a Jalen Duren fan. He's been
horrible.
atrocious this
He's
playoffs.
He is horrible.
He can't.
He's gonna cost them a max.
It's beyond like making shots and being in the right spot. Like he can't even catch the ball on some
Wayne,
of these
you're going up
passes
against the
that
two.
I've
You're going up
watched
against
him.
the 2 softest bigs in the world. Like, how are you not like if you can't get
even
around
even against the
Allen.
Magic.
Yeah, he was bad at both.
Well,
And he's ginormous.
Series, he got outplayed by Wendell Carter Jr.
Right. That's my whole point is like, and I watched him. I called the Pistons finishing in the top 3 of the East at the beginning of the season, and I was a big Jalen Duren fan, and that was like my reason. Is I thought he was a monster. He's ginormous, dude. He's super athletic, and he's just falling apart this playoffs. So I think that's a large part of the reason why that series went 7. I'm just going to come out and say, especially since he's not our coach anymore, JB Bickerstaff is a horrible playoff coach. I think
He's just horrible. He's just a horrible. He's a horrible human being.
Hunter's gonna get us an explicit rating by himself this episode. I mean, he just is incapable of making an adjustment ever, and it's never. He's the opposite of Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski takes accountability for literally everything. When it's like, Kevin, that's not your fault. Your quarterback just blows, and you need to do something else. Like he takes no accountability ever. It's always the ref, the fans, the temperature in the arena. I don't know. It's just always something, and I think that's a large part of the reason they went 7. I also think the Magic underperformed the regular season. I do think they have some solid pieces moving forward.
I hate to be trying to defend JB a little bit here. However, he is a great coach in very specific situations. Let's not forget that before JB got to Detroit, Detroit was the worst basketball organization for the past 20 years. After 2007, when that kind of their run ended, they have been horrible. Absolutely horrible. They paid, what was his name? This old coach for the Suns. They paid him like $100 million, and then he lasted a year just because how bad they were. He is a phenomenal, like, young team, getting him to the next step. He's just a horrible getting from step 2 to step 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, this team is much more built for him than the Cavs.
Yeah.
Because
I would
he
agree with
wants to
that.
be gritty, he wants to be big, he wants to switch, physicality, and that's just not a Darius Garland and Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell's alley. So
Yeah.
he had some shooting, but you're right. His adjustments are poor. I mean,
Yeah.
the Cavs at then we'll wait to get to that.
We'll touch on that. Yeah. Let's finish the first round. Let's actually go to the Cavs first round series. I have nothing to say about the Cavs for this series because I'm sure I'll spend a lot of time talking about them with the Pistons series. I do want to say and then this might get heat. I need to shout out Scotty Barnes. I honestly believe Scotty Barnes was the best player in that series. I think he's wildly underrated because of his appearance at time on the court. Like sometimes he just looks like he has no idea what's happening, and then
He's goofy.
you look at the box score and he has 28, 10, and 7. I think the Raptors have a serious piece there. Now, there's a lot of work to do in regards to the East, but even, I mean, you at some point you have to look over the horizon and look at the West and be like, even if we get out of here, what are we facing? And the Raptors have a long way to go, but they have a young piece. It'll be interesting to see if they can build around Scotty in the upcoming years because I think he can be a 1 or 2. Maybe a 1. He has potential to be a 1, but I think he could be a 2 at least on a championship winning team, especially if you put a good guard next to him.
He's such an interesting player. And I know like I think Hunter's not a fan of him, and I'm
No.
not really either. Because it's so weird. He doesn't have a signature move. He can't shoot the 3, yet he's gonna give you 28, 7, and like 7. And he's just like, but it's not. But like end of game, final 5 minutes. Am I putting the ball in Scotty Barnes' hand to give me a bucket?
I don't know.
No. So it's like
No.
he's so difficult. He's like that next step of Jaden McDaniels almost because his defense is incredible.
And he plays so hard.
He plays so hard. Yeah, I don't know what the next step for the Raptors are because the East is so wide open that they are. You put someone a true number 1 next to Scotty Barnes, and suddenly you're like, I mean, that's a ball club. That's a team. Yeah, no, shout out Scotty. In a series with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and he was by far the best player on both sides of the floor. Credit to him.
Yeah, I don't have much in this series. I'm not going to talk about Toronto at all because they're not from the United States, so I don't really like them. Just in this context, but I will say the only thing I should say, I guess, is like we need LeBron. And that's really it. I really don't have any other thoughts.
We'll get
besides
there.
we
We'll
need
get there.
LeBron.
We'll get there.
And we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Do we want to
That's
talk?
it.
Do we want to talk about the Sixers Celtics or the Knicks series first?
Let's go Knicks.
Okay. Either of you guys want to lead? I've been talking a lot. I can go.
I will. Everyone's hyping the Knicks up. The Knicks aren't good. I've been saying this for a long time. They're probably going to make the finals and get swept in 4. The East is so ass that I genuinely feel like the top 6 teams out of the West could probably make the finals if they move to the East. Again, the Knicks. I know everyone's hyping them up. I just don't think they're that good of a ball club. I think if they make the finals, they will lose in 4. Go Cavs.
Hunter, we did not hear that past 20 seconds, which is probably good because I'm assuming you were going to say something that was just blatantly wrong because you hate the New York Knicks.
It'll probably be
They
clear
are
on the
really
episode.
turning into gear. And as much as I want to hate the Knicks, especially I hated them last year and the year before that, for the Cavs series. But the way they just, it was like, the only way they produced offense was foul baiting through Brunson. Their offense is completely different now if you actually watch it. They play through Cat, basically having him facilitate the offense and make him, let him make the moves. Well, he's averaging triple-double, essentially. So
he's
that's
ass.
Not, he's
Cat is actually ass. Cat had like 8 points. No, Cat is ass. Cat is so bad.
So Hunter's not watching the next game.
He's softer than Jared Allen.
It's arguable that Cat's been the best player in the playoffs. One of the top 5 at least. They're playing through Cat, playing less through Jalen, which is just balance out their entire offense. We will probably talk about them more in the um 76ers series. Any Hawks thoughts?
Yeah. So you guys touched on the Knicks, so I'll take the Hawks on this one.
I do
I'm
like the
sure I'll touch
Hawks.
on the Knicks later. We called this one perfectly, Jake. I said that this Hawks team is better without Trae Young, but they will not be able to win this series without a player like Trae Young. To a T, exactly what happened. They just ran out of firepower. I do really like Jalen Johnson. I think he can be a nice
Point forward.
piece. Maybe a 2 on a contender if he keeps
Yeah.
developing. Maybe like a Chris Middleton situation. I don't really know who you put around him, but I mean they got a lot of work to do. Uh, but there could be something there. It's not a total scrap upheaval of the entire roster. You make some tweaks to improve. Maybe try to get a pick. I don't know. There's a lot of work to be done though, for
Dyson
sure.
Daniels, please, for everything that is wonderful in life, learn how to shoot a basketball.
Yeah,
Please.
that's a good shot there.
Please. I mean, it just looks disgusting coming out of his hand. And he's so good on the defensive end, but is so lacking of any type of accuracy, precision, or rhythm in shooting. Which if you're on the Hawks and you're one of like the developmental coaches, fired. Straight up fired. Because that's embarrassing. That cannot happen.
Yeah, that's fair. Moving on to maybe the most compelling series of the first round. Even though, yeah, no, I'd say it is the Sixers and the Celtics. Um, I'll give my quick thoughts. I'm sure you guys have some too. Back in the day, where you just heard me defend Nikola Jokic, there was a time where I was a JoJo guy over Nikola Jokic, and I think people forget when he is healthy, he is a top 5 player in the world. I don't think it's particularly close either. Defensively, offensively, I would absolutely love to see him and Wemby go at it when they're both healthy. The problem is he's never healthy. But we got to see vintage JoJo in the first series, and man, was he utterly unstoppable and
Oh,
phenomenal to the point where I was like, they might blow up my entire playoff bracket per se. Like, and then he gets hurt in the next series, which we'll touch on. On the flip side of things, I think the Celtics will be fine in the future. I think this was a tough year for them being rushed. I thought they were going to be better. I actually think if they match up way better with the Knicks than the Sixers ended up doing, especially without Joel Embiid. The most concerning thing to me for the Celtics, and I'm sure Hunter will cut me off with some emotion here because I know he
So
can't
bad.
stand this player. You have a man who shot perfect from the field and had a 40 ball in the finals game, won a finals MVP that gets on social media, and I'm a Jaylen Brown stan.
Oh my God.
He gets on social media and says, "This is the best season of my career after your first round exit, after you won a championship and a finals MVP." What are we talking about? That is a horrible look. And I'm all for, if I'm going to sit here in my dungeon of a bedroom and talk about ball with my friends, the athletes should be able to as well. I love the sports podcast, but when it
Not
dictates,
not not the day after.
when it preserps, if that's the right word, I think that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Jack's probably yelling somewhere right now that it's not grammatically correct. When it takes precedent or is more important than your actual job of playing basketball, the reason why people know you and watch you, we got problems
Yeah.
to say the absolute least. And so that's my biggest concern for the Celtics. Um yeah, they just have to figure that off the court stuff out, because as much as I think Jason Tatum is very like just corny straight up, and as much as some people don't like Jaylen Brown, they're freaking good when they're healthy, and they're as deep as any team in the West. And to be honest, they're the only team in the East that I could see sustaining contendership for time to come, but they have to be much better up here.
I'll be quick. Quicker than I was with the Thunder. Good for Philly, first of all. That's all I really have to say. Maxey, great series. Embiid, good to see him. I hate the Celtics. nothing about the Celtics do I like really at all, to be quite honest. Jaylen Brown's maybe the ugliest player. Not physically, but when I'm watching Jaylen Brown, all I think is yuck. That is disgusting. I don't care how many points he has. I don't care what he does. He disgusts me. Jaylen Brown disgusts me. Cardi, you mentioned the word corny with Jason Tatum. It's beyond that. Jason Tatum should be ashamed of himself as well. So them losing really just made me happy. I love seeing the Celtics fail, not because I don't like the city of Boston itself. I just hate the team. I hate the star players and I hate the team. Sam Hauser can go to hell. There's no one on that team that I like really at all. So it was good to see them lose.
Hauser's catching
Trying to think of what else. Yeah, that's about it.
Peyton Pritchard.
No,
baller.
he's good, but I don't like him. I just don't like that team.
So you look at Boston. What were they missing the most? Where's their biggest hole?
A good player.
Despite Neemias Queta actually having like an okay season, they just had no one that could rim protect or truly like attack the rim.
Yeah, I thought Vucevic would help with that. Not at all.
He's horrible. I hate it. He can't move. He can barely shoot.
He was good in the regular season too. He was really bad.
I was a big fan of that trade when he came in. I thought that filled a big need for them, but
they're gonna trade for Giannis. It's so beautiful and it legit fits so well. I mean, I think you can kind of tell there's some tension between Brown and Tatum.
Yeah.
You trade Brown and you get Giannis, and suddenly you can put Giannis at your four. You can put Giannis at your
really?
seven.
You think there's tension?
I would say slightly so, yeah.
Oh, did you guys see the clip of Jaylen Brown looking at him and be like, take a deep breath, like lock in, we're good?
I don't know. Something just seems off, and I think we're getting to the point where, because they're both they're both terrific wings, but I think they don't complement each other well. They both love just playing ISO basketball, and just having two of those is really no point. You add Giannis, who is perfectly fine playing off ball. Loki kind of prefers it, and then just dominating the rim. And again, Boston is one of the most well-run organizations with Brad Stevens as the GM. I think they trade for Giannis.
Yeah, Jacob, that would scare me. Luckily, the Cavs have a new 5-year playoff window with the King coming home. He will have his career rejuvenated in Cleveland or revitalized. So it's good to see that. Giannis, that could be a move that happens. If it does, LeBron will be coming back. I'm not too worried.
So let's just transition into that series. Cavs Pistons right now. We're up 3-2. After one of the worst starts to a series I've watched. Now, I'll just go again. I think we could kind of establish a rhythm here. So James Harden has a potential to prove me wrong. He definitely saved himself from one of the worst collapses we've ever seen in the playoffs. I mean, he was one of the worst players in the playoffs for games 1 and game 2. Had a good run down the stretch in game 3. Had a really good game in game 4 and got, Donovan Mitchell with the performance of the playoffs, I would say, after having not a great first half. And then game 5 was dominant. That was vintage Harden, and it was in a playoff game, more importantly. On the flip side of things, the Pistons' inability to do anything without Cade Cunningham is a problem. I personally think Cade Cunningham is a 1 on a championship-winning team. I think he is an absolute stud. He is the prototypical modern-day big point forward, even though he's really a point guard. But we'll call it a point forward. He can play defense. He can shoot it. He can pass it. He's just really good. But they have problems offensively to fill before they are legit contenders.
I don't know if he's a 1 yet. He's really close. Like within the next couple of years, he will be. I don't know. I don't think they can get there yet with him as a 1. They definitely can be, or they definitely can, but not yet.
Not with this roster, but by the time they get the roster,
they can. They can. He's a stud. I will say this: watching Paul Reed, Tobias Harris, and Karis LeVert turn into Shaq, Kareem, and Kobe is slightly frustrating. First of all, Karis LeVert was on the Cavs very recently. and it really
Spun the
sucked to
wheel.
see him spin the wheel on the Kobe wheel. In game 4, keep him in the game, or whatever that game. Yeah, I think it was game 4. Paul Reed didn't even know he was on the roster until maybe game 2. My God, can we not stop Paul Reed? And also Tobias Harris. He's one of those players you look at throughout your career, and it's just like, oh man, this team has Tobias Harris starting, and he'll always do all right for you, but he's never good. He's been really good this series. Last game he was ass. Games 1 through 4, he's been really solid. I swear to God, I don't think I've seen him miss a midi until last game. So yeah, there's the Pistons. Jalen Duren should be ashamed of himself. That's about all I have. Cavs. Now let's go to the Cavs. I don't think I've ever been so infuriated, but like so bought into a Cavs team. Like, cause like even when LeBron was there, I was fully bought in. Absolutely. However, they never made me mad. Like they really didn't make me mad. Like I remember going back, and I'm trying to just like go back through the memories a little bit. That Cavs team really never like frustrated me. And I always felt a sense of calmness. I was talking about this with Jake last night. With LeBron, there's always a sense of calmness. With this Cavs team, you have zero. I legit thought every single game we played in this playoff series, from game 1 of the Raptors to now, that we were going to lose.
Can
There
I
was
ask you
not a
two a
moment.
question
Yeah, go ahead.
that I hate to interrupt, but this segues into what you're about to say, and is the question I have, and the only talking point I have on the Cavs outside of James Harden. And I think Max Strus is the one ongoing
Spurs.
exception to this. Is the reason you're not calm because, like, I remember when I go back and the LeBron runs, there was always like Shumpert would make a dumb play, J.R. Smith would shoot a shot. You're like, even for him, was like, what are you doing? But there was always this intensity, especially from our best players with LeBron and Kyrie, that they were always, and Love too, even, we're just always so dialed in and playing harder than everyone else on the court. Is that the frustration with this Cavs team? Is that why it's such a hard watch? Because there are times where it looks like Donovan and James are just like out
I,
for a walk in the park.
yeah, I think it's a mentality sort of thing, and I think that comes back to I don't trust our best players, which sucks. Our 2 best players, even honestly, our top 5 best players, I don't trust at all, which is tough. Like with the Cavs, like, and shout out Kyrie, because I always trusted Kyrie, to be completely honest. Like whenever Kyrie was on the team, it's just like this dude's so good. Like there was not a moment where I looked at Kyrie and I'm like, he's gonna let me down. I look at Donovan and I'm like, Donovan Mitchell, you're gonna let me down. And it sucks. It sucks that I feel like that, but I feel like he is. Every time I watch him play, I feel like he's gonna let me down. And obviously, game 4, he was outstanding. Game 5, he was fucking ass.
Puke.
So, it's tough. And we'll get to Mobley soon, but yeah, Jake, go ahead.
Oh, what to talk about? I mean, I'll s- I'll start with Detroit. I think Cade's a top 5 player in the NBA for me now. What he does,
I
I
don't
mean,
even know if I have him top 5.
he has the level of pressure that LeBron had in his first stint with the Cavs in terms of what
Yeah,
he's expected to do.
yeah.
He is their second best defender, and then he is the offense.
Yeah.
He's not the point guard. He's not expected to make some shots, not expected to facilitate. He's expected to do everything. And when the Cavs decide in the final 3 minutes, they decide, hey, we're just going to double you. Dennis Jenkins hits a big shot. We're going to call it a day. He couldn't do anything. It got
And it
to the
worked.
point where none of Cade's teammates could make a single shot. Cade took a double-teamed fadeaway from a look like he was out of bounds on the left corner, and it came like a mile short. He is expected to do so much. And if you're this is where I don't fully blame JB. The Pistons knew this the entire season going into the trade deadline, knowing that their second off-ball option is Karis LeVert.
I would argue
And they
different.
gave him no one.
I would say that I have yet to see, unless Karras like brings it down and goes ISO, I've yet to see an offensive set outside of it ending with a Tobias Harris post up. That is the only other offense I've seen. It's been a Cade ball screen with a backside flare for Duncan Robinson, and when he's out, there's legit nothing
Nothing.
because
Oh,
Asar can't shoot the ball like at all.
No,
It's like Ben Simmons,
he
if not
doesn't even
worse.
think
No,
about
nope,
shooting.
doesn't even look at the rim. Jalen Duren has been awful. I mean, just atrocious.
And that's like
That's
Maybe
where they're missing.
Bickerstaff,
That's 10
your
points.
all-star.
That's pressure relief from Cade that he's not getting all of a sudden. So it just, it is truly amazing to watch the level that he's playing at with the pieces around him.
Jacob, can you talk about Evan Mobley?
Getting there. What was you gonna say? Oh, but like, so the Pistons last year, they had Tim Hardaway Jr., they had Malik Beasley. Two shooters that easily could have helped this team. Malik Beasley ran into some issues that, a little bit out of everyone's control. But Tim Hardaway Jr. was the sixth man of the he's candidate for sixth man of the year.
Yeah.
And you let him go. Imagine if their lineup, you have Duncan and Tim Hardaway Jr., suddenly you have a little bit more space because instead of giving Karis LeVert that open three that would have won the game, that would have been Tim Hardaway.
Wide open.
I had not a single doubt in my mind that was going in. Karis does not make those shots. He never had, never will. I mean, we could have done a full separate episode just on the Cavs. My issue, or when watching the game, and this was the point we're in overtime, and we're just looking to inbound the ball. I was petrified. And it's the intensity is one thing, but I don't have confidence in a single one of our players where I just, like with LeBron or with Kyrie.
Where they demanded the ball.
You're good.
That's what's appalling to me is they
good.
just like post up and they just sit there. It doesn't work for me when I'm playing a 6-foot dude who's pressing me, much less, Osir Thompson, who is a generational defensive prospect and how long his arms are for his height. I mean, he's a freak of nature we haven't seen, and he's easily a top 5 defender already in the league, in my opinion.
100%.
Perimeter defender. Let me clarify because I know it's disputed or whatever. And I absolutely agree with you. And I think I'll segue you into Evan Mobley here. The infuriating part for me is I watched Jared Allen one game refuse to dunk the basketball, and the next game he's the best player on our team because he just simply played harder than everyone else. And outside of Max Strus, and the reason why I will run to the mountaintops and scream Max Strus' name to be playing is because he just plays so much. Even when he can't hit a shot, he plays so hard defensively. He runs the floor so well. He doesn't. He doesn't. Even if he's complaining to the refs, he'll complain for his teammates sometimes, but it's not a moping. It's right back to it. Where as we get the Shador card shown on camera from Hunter, where I just don't feel that from anyone else. And then when Max is hitting shots, I mean, he's one of the most electric players on our team to watch.
He's approaching J.R. Smith levels to me, like just like a fandom Cavs role player. I'm really falling with Max Strus right now. He has been outstanding. Even in Series 1 with Toronto, Strus comes in and he always gives you something. Like when the whole team just wants to die, Strus gives you something.
Yeah, right, exactly. Which leads into Mo.
So Evan.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's so frustrating about him? So, how should I phrase this? Let's start with mentality. There's two sides of Evan Mobley where the issues stem from. We have mentality Mobley and play style Mobley. In terms of mentality, there are times where Evan thinks he's Sam Merrill. And it
like
drives
physically
up a wall to the point where in a span of 2 minutes, we saw Evan Mobley dunk on Paul Reed with a left hand slamma-jamma.
That was on Sarah. That was on Sarah
Thompson. Mm-hmm. That came out of nowhere to the point where I audibly stood up and gasped. We then get 2 possessions later, Evan, instead of dunking, or this may have been overtime, he tried to do a sky hook from 1 foot away instead of just slamming it down.
And he's never, ever once practiced that shot.
It was like it was his offhand, too. It was like his left-handed. Oh my God, who was guarding him? Was it Karis? It was some guard. he
There was a
had
mouse in
arm.
the house. Yes, and
Yeah,
he
he
could have
settled.
easily gone and just dunked it. Because at that point, Paul Reed is in the game. Paul Reed is 6'7". So, like, just those two plays themselves, where we get Evan, it's not even like aggressive Evan, it's just Evan. You are 7 foot, athletic, can jump higher than anyone in the gym. Just just be an athlete. Be a man and just dunk it. Just be better because you are.
Yeah.
And you're driving up a wall. Play style Evan also drives me nuts because whoever on our coaching staff tells him, I want you to get the ball in the wing. I want you to do the big dribble and try to get to your Kevin Durant midi game. Whoever tells him that instantly fired and sent to Antarctica because that always ends in a turnover. When he takes that big dribble on either wing and looks to put his shoulder in and take a fadeaway, that has never been Evan's game. And it's an instant turnover because he has the worst hands on planet Earth.
I just
Him and Jalen
wish
Duren, worst hands, not even close.
I just wish someone would sit him down and turn on Kevin Garnett MVP season highlights and just say, Evan, this could be you.
Yes,
Like that is what's the most infuriating is and maybe it's because he hasn't been the one option. I saw an interesting theory about that where it's like, you see Scotty Barnes, you see Cade, you see all these other young guys get the opportunity to be the number one option. But at the same time, and like learn from that, but at the same time, Cade and Scotty's skill set is so different. And it's hard for a number one option to be a guy who doesn't have the ball in his hands all the time. Like, Evan's not 100% usage rate guy, where Cade Cunningham is almost near 100% usage rate at this point. Like he has the ball in his hands every time he steps on the floor. But it just feels like Mobley hasn't evolved at all. He's become more confident defensively, and so and large part because Wemby got hurt or didn't qualify for the Defensive Player of the Year award, won that award, and he was still a top 3 defensive player in that year. I'm not taking that away from him, but it just feels like, especially offensively, that stupid pound dribble and just decisions where it's like, why are we being finesse right now? Like, I guess it's cool to have touch. I don't know, dude. If I was 6'10", I would dunk it. I would go outside and just dunk on random hoops. Like, I do the drive-I dunk challenge for fun if I was that height. And he gets these matchups where it's like, I mean, I watched game 3 with Liz, and even she was like, why didn't he just dunk that? And I didn't have an answer for her. Normally, I could explain a concept on the floor of what's going on, at least in a somewhat deeper level than what she understands coming from no background of basketball. But if your average person is watching that, they can even tell, like, he's 7 inches taller than whoever. Just dunk it. Like, he's a frustrating, but I want him to be good. That's the other thing too. It's like this just duality of experience that you have.
yeah. And like, so we'll finish with Evan, then we'll just get like Cavs long, just like long scale, long term. So that's an interesting, like, what if Evan was the one? That surely is interesting, but he's not. So with this Cavs team and what the coaching staff should tell him, and it's very simple. I just want him to do the little things, but just do them fantastic. Do the very simple things and do them amazingly.
He tries to force.
He
tries to
Garnett,
force.
not Kevin Durant. Because I think our coaching staff has done a horrible job in terms of trying to make him Kevin Durant. He's not.
I completely agree.
He can be Kevin Garnett. Let him, like, when the whole second half, especially the fourth quarter, the final like 5 minutes, they just spam James Harden pick and roll. They feed Evan Mobley in the pocket, and his decision making has gone
horrible. It's horrible.
No, I would fully disagree with that. His decision making, especially 3 years ago against the Knicks, it was the same thing. They would double Evan Mobley in the pocket, and then they would have him make a decision. This series, though, when they do that, he averaged, like, the last game, he had like 8 assists. Now, granted, will he turn the ball over occasionally? Yes.
A good amount.
He's been, when he can just focus on little things,
and
just tell him, hey, this is all we want you to do. Just be great at those things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a point where I think he can sell it. And I actually think he's a solid playmaker. Like, he's been able to kick out the 3 a couple of times, kick it to Strus, kick it to Merrill,
I guess,
or lob it up to Allen. And, like, trust me, like, can he get better? For sure. He's not Draymond yet, where Draymond would just make the perfect pass or perfect shot every single time. But like Evan, just focus on the little things, hit the occasional three, and that's all we need from him.
I will say, to end with Evan real quickly, last night were the biggest final 5 minutes in overtime of his entire life. That if Evan doesn't do what he did last night, we are down 3-2. The core four is broken up, and we lose this series. That 3-pointer with a minute and a half or minute 20 left, and those two free throws as a 60% foul shooter this season,
He's been so bad.
genuinely some of the clutchest, I guess, three and free throws I've seen in a long time. And that was one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm hoping this could be a turning point for Mobley because it does not get more clutch in a bigger moment than that. And that is something he has not had his entire career. Even in the overtime, even in overtime, he was exceptional. He was really, really good.
Yeah.
And without him, those last 3 minutes in regulation, down 9 with 2:42 remaining, Mobley and Mitchell brought us back into that game. I think Harden had a layup, but like that three and those free throws were the biggest shots in Mobley's life
That
by far.
final 8 minutes, you got to see what this team could do with
Yeah,
everyone just doing their role.
yeah,
With James being a primary ball handler, Donovan playing off of him, Evan doing his role, Jarrett, get some rebounds, get some dunks, and then Strus hitting big threes. I mean,
yeah,
the that's the dream. And I think that's why it's so frustrating because you
yeah. Because you
see
know the
what
potential.
it can be, and we just don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
However, I mean, I was probably to long term now because we're like an hour 17 now. So I was with Hunter and Jack when we were down 0-2. And I said, we don't lose at home. I think we're going to be okay. We may lose in seven because we won't win an away game, but we always win at home. And I honestly think, like, if we just stick to the formula, we defend home court, all you need to do is steal one on the road. We stole the one on the road. I think we're going to win game six. And we may not win pretty. We're not going to win like the LeBron Cavs. We're going to have a couple games where James Harden has 25 turnovers. But you just got to steal one. You defend your home court. And you can make it to the finals going 8-6 in a playoff run. Who cares? We'll win in six, we'll win in seven. But I think that's the formula. You got to stick to it.
Yeah. To finish this up and go over to the Knicks Sixers just to talk about it for a second and then maybe make a prediction before we end. To clarify earlier, I was too aggressive with the horrible. I think it's soft when he catches it in the pocket. I get just so infuriated when you make soft mistakes. If you're going to make a mistake, rifle one out of bounds. Like rifle it 10 feet over the dude's head, but make it an assertive pass. It must win in game six. If we lose game six, we're not winning in seven.
No.
So,
Yeah, no chance.
So, big game tomorrow night. We got to lock into that. Moving on to I think it was surprising sweep, and not only was it a sweep, it was a dominant sweep. It was a crushing performance. Jake, I'm in full agreement with you. The switch. I'm a big Jalen Brunson guy. I know that's an unpopular take. I just really like his patience in the post. I do think he flops more so last year than this year, but I think part of that was they were still transitioning from the Tom Thibodeau era where he had the ball in his hands every possession and he had to do everything all the time, and that's just not feasible, especially from a 6'1", 6'2" guard at best. The shift to running this cat at the top of the key, cat in the pinch post, cat at the low block, having him be almost a facilitator as well as being able to score in these one-on-one settings and then deferring to Jalen when the offense gets stuck and having him cook is taking the pressure off Jalen, allowed him to be more free, but also has made the Knicks a much more dynamic team. Do I think the series would have been different with a healthy Joel Embiid? Of course. Can't punish him for playing who's in front of him, though. And unfortunately, that just seems like it'll be the narrative forever on Joel Embiid is a what if of if this dude could be healthy.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
is? Hey, go ahead.
I'll just touch before you. I'm assuming you're not a big fan of the Knicks sweeping the series. Um, no, they were phenomenal, and I will say, saying this, if the Cavs do end up winning and we get the Knicks, I do.
We beat the Knicks.
I think we beat the Knicks because I
We
look.
do
I
beat the
think we
Knicks.
match up well, but regardless, because I don't know how because the Knicks have played so well. I don't know if they continue playing this well,
Yeah.
but
It's a
and
very mixed opinion online from what I've seen. It's some people are saying Cavs sweep, some people are saying Knicks sweep, some people are saying it's 7. I mean,
my
I
guess
think
would
it'll
be
be a
like
great
either
series.
6 or 7. But like when they're humming, how do you defend them? And then
They're
on
built
the
really
defensive
well.
end is where they can, you have OG, you have Bridges, you have Hart. All three of those guys are really good defenders.
I'll be honest here. And this can kind of transition into the predictive stage because I'm assuming Hunter doesn't have much to say on the Sixers that he didn't already say earlier about Maxey and
Oh,
VJ
can I
and
say a
them.
quick thing with the Sixers?
Yeah,
They need to make a choice
I
in
agree.
terms of do we push all our chips all in now? I don't know I guess they really are all in now the way they paid Paul George, but like, do we run it back because the East is so open? Or do we officially transition to the Maxi Edgecombe backcourt? Honestly, I don't know which one I like more just because the East is so bad that
Yeah.
you can, like, if he stays healthy, if he plays 60 games in a year, you can easily.
They're a team from the East that could beat a team out of the West, in my opinion. If Joel Embiid's playing at maximum potential, and the
Yeah,
backcourt
but
they have,
it's not gonna
right. That's
be.
what I'm saying. Is like you're gonna gamble on that. What's your history with that? It's not
Yeah.
very good.
I will say, I think if I'm a Sixer GM, which they just fired Morey, so it's gonna be someone new.
Good.
I I would, because I don't think Embiid's value will ever be higher than it is right now. Like in terms
Yep.
of where it is now, where it's gonna be. I think you trade Embiid, you try to get someone to take Paul George, and you just let Edgecombe and Maxey, and just try to retool that offense towards them, and just let them cook is what I would do. But
What does that Cavs team look like with a Paul George?
worse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Better
I don't
question.
hate it, but not on that
Against injured,
contract.
it's like, and he's
Not on
getting
that
Better
contract.
question. What does that Cavs team look like with LeBron James?
We're not even there
Because
yet.
no, but we got to get there, and we got to get there now because
No,
that's the only thing. That's the only thing important. That's the only thing
we're
important.
talking about this year's playoffs. We can talk about the offseason whenever.
This is way more important. This is way more important than just playoffs. He fits our team perfectly.
This is not for the.
The Cavs are favorites out of the East if he comes home.
Carter, what was your next step here?
We'll talk about that
Bron.
another time. No, predictive for the future going forward. So you can assume the Cavs win in 6. That's what I'm going to say, which is against everything Cleveland sports ever, because this screams, outside of LeBron James, a Cleveland sports loss in Game 6 and just a brutal finish in Game 7 to really put the nail in our coffin. But let's say they win. I think they can beat the Knicks. I think they're capable. However, I do think that the Thunder will be coming out of the West based on everything I've seen right now. The best matchup for them that's left in the East is the Knicks. I can see it now with the way we've been pressed this season. The Thunder would absolutely tee off on James Harden walking up the ball the floor.
Oh no!
I'll run and jump with that. And if Donovan Mitchell has an
30
off
turnovers, we're gonna break the record for turnovers.
and if Donovan Mitchell has a off shooting night and then we get soft Jared Allen and he's the release valve of that press. Oh my goodness! I might have to sear my eyeballs shut
against Hartenstein
with a dig from Dort, with a swipe down from Dort.
The amount of digs, Oh no!
I will say,
I think we are I mean, defensively, we're an okay matchup for the. Nah, not even anymore. Not with this Mitchell dude. I originally thought so with the two bigs because I think we match up well and are mobile enough on that. And what I'm saying in the front court. I don't know why I blanked on that word. In the front court to match up with them, but now our back court is torched. Thinking about James Harden having to either guard Shea or Mitchell
No, well, no.
No.
Lou.
Lou.
Hogard Lou.
Lou.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, and then
Him versus Lou. I would love to watch
and
him.
now James Harden's responsible for rotating, and I don't know if you guys have watched him on defense, but I've seen him rotate maybe 3 times.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hey.
You don't need to rotate when you can get to the foul line, big
did you
dog.
see that big ass move? He was shuffling.
He was. He had some decent defense possessions at the end there.
He won. He did, but we don't see it ever. We don't see it ever.
Yeah, we will never see it. You know.
Wait, so is your prediction Cavs Thunder?
If the Cavs can get it done in 6, man, it's really hard to go against the Knicks.
I'm gonna be
a
honest.
Cavs fan, so I'm going Cavs Thunder, and then I'm praying that we see 2017 James Harden walk out.
I think we lose.
Gives us a 40 ball.
I think we lose by double digits tomorrow night. I think we win Game 7.
What the fuck was that? Double digits at home?
I do think we lose tomorrow night. I do think we win Game 7.
I also think
we win.
Hunter, is it a Dennis Jenkins legacy game? Who has the legacy game if it's not Cade? Which role players?
If we lose tomorrow by double digits, Jack might burn down the Vatican.
Have you heard of Duncan Robinson?
Duncan?
He has 24 with 8 points. It does happen. I will say this.
Sam Merrill lookalike.
I will say this. I do think we lose tomorrow. I think we win Game 7. I also think we win Game 7 against the Knicks. And I think as shitty as the Cavs have played in this postseason, I think we make a final. I actually do think we make an NBA final. And do I feel confident about that? No. Have I felt confident about literally a single game that we played this entire playoff run? No. Not even a little bit. But I think we somehow stumble our way to the finals, and we put on one of the most embarrassing acts you've ever seen in an NBA Finals, ever. I think the margin of point differential is 38, and I think we get swept 4-0 against the OKC Thunder.
Good luck following that up.
I'm going to go Cavs in 6 because, again, I truly think we are just a juggernaut at home, and the way we play at home versus the road.
We do play really well at home.
Ball clubs, because even when we're at home, even when we're down 9, you're one Cavalanche away from them being up 20, and we're due for a Cavalanche game. Like, I feel completely calm as long as the because I know the Cavalanche is going to come at some point, which that's awesome. So I'm going to go Cavs will win in 6, and then Cavs next. Did I just join you boys? See, my mind is telling me Knicks in 7.
Yeah.
But we'll be at home in 7, though.
Could you imagine?
We'll have a home game 7.
Cavs next?
No, we won't. We're the 4 seed, you're right.
And again, James Harden at Game 7 in the Garden. Oh.
Yeah.
15 turnovers.
Give it to me.
Oh, no. Oh,
He's got 40 and 20 in turnovers.
But for this sake, I'll go with my heart. I will take Cavs in 6. I'm going to say that the Spurs win, so it's Spurs Thunder. And I think Al Qaeda goes down, so I'm gonna take Wemby and the boys.
I love it.
Take the Spurs, and then I'll take Spurs in 7. I don't think
start of the Wemby legacy.
Spurs in 7 over the Cavs.
Correct.
I'll say this real quick.
My head
I think
pick
we match
is
up.
Knicks Thunder win in 5.
I think we match up a lot better with the Spurs if that were to ever get there, and that'll be another episode for another day. But
can we do one quick thing before we end? Oh, actually, can we do 2 things? I have a quick game that me and Hunter are gonna play, and then I have a statement to make. I'll start with the statement. So ever since our little friend Jo has left the country, the Cavs are 3-0.
Oh, yeah, you were going to make this.
If there's a scenario here where, because he's going to come back, I think, in a couple days. So let's say at that point, we're at Cavs next.
No, it's 2 weeks he's gone. He's coming back next week. I thought.
We said 10 days, and he's already been there for what, like 4?
Was it 10? Okay, yeah, maybe a week. Yeah.
Um, if we continue to win, if he comes back and we lose, he has to then move to Canada for a week, or until we're out of the playoffs. I think we'll all pitch in. We'll pitch in to try to
And
help him live
if he
somewhere else.
doesn't, it is fully his fault.
Then he's not a Cleveland fan. Then he's completely. I think he's off the podcast. And again, I hate to do it. He's my
Reality.
brother on this earth. Love him to death, but sacrifices have to be made. And I just think it's his negativity and his pure vitriol that he has towards some of our players.
For
that
everything. It's
they
not just some of our
can't
players, it's
function.
life.
Well, specifically
Uh,
the Cavs, though. He hates this Cavs team. And then when he gets going, I get going, and then it's a massive problem.
We all hate this Cavs team, but it's something with O'Neal where he just it's a full we're just like a solid just rain, just a solid just April showers. He's a full on thunderstorm. I mean, just everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. So if he comes back and we start to lose, he has to leave. The game we're gonna play really quick. Hunter, this is for you. The Browns schedule got released today. So we're gonna play the Browns schedule game, and then we'll we'll end it.
And only
You
Hunter,
ready?
right? I just want to listen to Hunter. So.
Yeah, this is just Hunter. All right, ready, Hunter? Week 1 at Jacksonville.
Do I say win or lose?
Just say win or lose.
Win.
I'll keep track of the record.
Okay. Week 2 at Tampa.
Win.
2-0.
Baker gets hurt.
2-0.
Home against Carolina.
Yeah, Bryce Young sucks. Win.
3-0.
Home against Pittsburgh Thursday Night Football. Only
We don't lose. We don't lose on Thursday or against Pittsburgh at home. Win.
4-0.
At the Jets.
It's a hell of a start. The Jets are god awful. That's a win. That's Shedeur breakout game, by the way. Deshaun Watson tears his Achilles after the Carolina game. Shedeur comes in week 5. We're talking about Shedeur MVP conversations. All right, keep going.
At Baltimore. Sorry, home against Baltimore.
This is one of those games where everyone comes in. The spread's like 12.5 for this game, where you see it on Fliff, and you're just like, oh god, Shedeur does go.
Are we 12.5 because we're 5-0, or are they 12?
We're plus 12.5. Oh no, we're favored to get absolutely hammered this game.
We're 5-0.
No, we're favored to get crushed this game. I think we win 3-0.
6-0.
At Tennessee.
It's not even no brainer.
7-0.
Here's the one where I don't know how you're gonna make this happen. At Pittsburgh.
Okay, I actually can justify this. If there's going to be a year that we beat them at Pittsburgh, this is actually dead ass. It's going to be this year. They're coming back from Paris, and they're coming back in like 4 days, or it's like a really short trip. They've been in Paris for a long time. It's a long flight overseas. This is at the point where Aller's probably going to be starting. His footwork apparently is god awful. He's restarting everything. Rodgers is probably hurt at this point, and that Steelers team, I think the average age is like 58. I do think we can win this game. I think Judkins goes crazy this game.
8-0.
Yeah, you do.
We do start 8-0.
That the last time we beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's been
none of
ages.
us were born.
Yes, I'm aware.
Not only were none of us born, none of us were even thoughts.
This is the year to do it. This is the year.
We're at New Orleans week 9.
You know, I said lose 8 of the first 9. I don't think we lose against New Orleans. Tyler Shuck is not impressive to me. We are 9-0, and right now we're the absolute shock of the league.
Shock of planet Earth.
Super Bowl.
Shedeur is now being talked about with having the greatest second season as a quarterback ever. That's the conversations we're in. And we do sign Nick Chubb as well. So Nick Chubb and Judkins are our running back tandem.
Oh, so home against Houston.
They got a great defense. They do have a great defense. Luckily, we get lucky this game. CJ Stroud actually throws 6 interceptions. Our defense goes crazy this game. This is a defensive game. Shedeur has 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 304 yards. Bad game.
So week 11 bye.
So we're 10-0 right now?
We are.
Home against the Fernando Mendoza Raiders.
And this is Fernando's actually first game starting. They got Kirk Cousins for the first 11 weeks. Kirk kind of holds the fort down. Fernando comes in.
They're gonna
He's
bring
got
him in
he,
on the road against
on
Mouse.
the road against Cleveland. Dog pound's going crazy. He can't handle the dog pound. Going to be a great quarterback. Unfortunately, he does learn a year one, like welcome to the league rookie, and we pummel them 38-3.
11-0. Are we 11-0 right now?
We are.
Oh
Right
my
now,
goodness.
we are currently sixth best odds in Super Bowl favorites, and we're 11-0.
Sumi said 6 best odds to win the Super.
I'm gonna
Yes.
go with that too.
Yes, that's what I said.
Home against the Bengals.
This is a tough one. It all depends on if Burrow's playing. If Burrow's playing, I think we win 2-0. If Burrow's not playing, we win 10-0.
12-0.
Home against the Falcons.
Oh, this is actually 21-10. Stefanski sucks.
13-0.
Away against the Giants.
Is Scadaboo playing?
He is.
I think Myles Garrett gets a safety. I think we score a touchdown. I think 9-7 is the final.
A lot of these scores, not a lot of offense from Shador.
Are we
Shador's had a
14-0 or
rough-
15-0?
Shador's had a rough 4-week stretch. The Shahaders are now calling for Watson to come in.
We are at 14-0, Carter. 14.
The
We are now
Shahaders,
at-
Shador had a rough 4 or 5 game stretch. The Shahaders are not happy. Watson is now on the sidelines warming up.
We're at Baltimore.
We start Deshaun Watson this game. Shador's actually hurt. Shador had a forearm bruise. Watson starts this game. Now we have a QB battle. Watson goes for 489 and 5 touchdowns. His first game back.
QB battle ever. 16.
At Baltimore. Week 16, we now have a QB battle.
Sorry, 15-0. We're home against the Colts.
Unfortunately, that game, Deshaun Watson did tear his ACL. However, Shador's still hurt.
Wait a
And
minute,
Taylon
I have a
Green,
question.
Taylon Green's currently on the practice squad. We
No.
don't call him up. So here comes Dylan. Dylan
No.
now trots in.
Oh, no.
Dylan scoots us by with a victory with 132 yards and a pick. No touchdowns. We win 3-0.
Hold on, I have a question.
Our defense is carrying.
Didn't Watson tear his Achilles in the beginning of the season again so Shador could come in and then lead the troops?
He healed. He healed.
And then Watson came back and then tore his ACL.
He healed at this point.
And so we're 16-0 and we have a Dylan Gabriel win on the schedule.
3-0. He had 132 yards and a pick.
We're now week 18, undefeated season on the line, and we're away in Cincinnati.
Yeah, this is the game we just don't lose. I'm going to be honest. We've now traded for Baker to be our quarterback because Shador's still hurt. So Baker Mayfield comes in. He's a beast
the
against
deadline.
Cincy.
How is this possible?
It just happens. And Baker now throws for 389 and 4 against Cincy just because that's how it happens. Baker dominates Cincy. Now, can we go to the playoffs? Are we in the playoffs?
Yeah.
17-0.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead,
think we
man.
are. I think we're the 1 seed. I would presume.
Shador's now back now. We now have a QB tandem of Shador and Baker.
We're like,
All right. Round 1, it's Browns Chiefs in the
Okay.
AFC divisional.
AFC divisional, Browns, Chiefs. How are the Chiefs doing this year? We haven't played them. We haven't seen them yet.
13-4.
Okay. So this game, we try out a new strategy, and we go the bullpen route. So Shador goes first and third, and Baker goes second and fourth, and we lose 45-0. And that's the Browns season.
That's the year.
We go 17-0. We lose 45-0 in the first round.
What
I will
goodness.
say, looking at this schedule, it's got to be the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is
Our
really weird.
first 9 weeks, we have 6 road games.
Yeah.
We then, from weeks 10 to 14, we go home by home.
Yeah.
Hunter, I don't want to be as, maybe not as happy as or as thoughtful 17-0. The schedule.
If we can go 3-6 or 4-5 by week 9, I think we can really make a push late season. I'm not gonna lie. Like if we can just kind of stay afloat for the first 9 weeks, maybe win 3 or 4 games somehow by week 9.
Is it really stay afloat? Like, 'cause I mean, look.
No, because we
at
play a lot
Jackson,
of
Well, I mean that's tough, but I wouldn't be surprised if we
I
won
mean,
one of those.
the Pittsburgh game, the
Carolina, and
Baltimore
then
game.
the Steelers is almost
Carolina was in the playoffs last year.
They were, but it's like
Yeah,
you're
like
like
if we go 4-5,
home against Baltimore, at Tennessee, at Pittsburgh's an instant loss. But
yeah,
I see. I like this.
I think playoffs.
Yeah, it's looking tasty.
Am I seeing 10 wins here?
No, because we're actually gonna get worse with a better defense
Gonna regress
and a better
an easier
offense
schedule.
and an easier schedule because Shador's gonna get.
I'm really curious to see what our offense looks like this year. I don't know, but I'm getting joy.
We're gonna run Judkins into the ground. Oh man! All right, yeah, I think that
was good.
That was a good ending. I did not expect that, to be honest.
Had to play the game.
Of course.
All right. Any other thoughts for Randy here?
Go Cavs.
Let them know.
Go Cavs, baby. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll see you later.